I think some of the things that are really important to think about before you get into a doctor's office is think about, what is your biblical worldview? What is your pro-life worldview? Because the fertility industry is a big money-making industry. And so when you're talking to a doctor, I'm not saying that they don't have your best interest at heart, but they're also in a business. And they're also coming from a different perspective of you, where they're trying to really increase your odds, which might be in direct conflict with your pro-life worldview. I remember sitting in an office and a doctor saying, well, we could do this testing to make sure that the baby doesn't have Downs, and we can do this testing for this and this and this. And just like it was a given that we would do that, or we would want that, or if we found out this or that we would terminate the pregnancy. And I just remember sitting there, and I said to the doctor, I said, well, we're Christians, and so even if we found that out, we would want to continue the pregnancy. And she immediately stood up in her chair. Oh, okay. Just so many people are kind of skipping over that because they're wanting the perfect child or the perfect family unit, or what they're thinking about. And then also, when it comes to IVF, in our pro-life worldview, that life begins at fertilization. Increasing your odds means they're wanting to fertilize a lot of eggs, and so unless you're willing to parent all of those if they come to fruition, you're going to be eliminating lives that are made in the image of God. And so sometimes your desires and your emotions to have a family and be a mother will butt up against these biblical worldviews and these truths that we have. And so you so desperately want to increase your odds, but you also know that, hey, this is an ethical and a moral issue that I've really got to struggle and deal with. And I'll also just encourage you, there are many ways to build your family, and that God can bring together a family and make you a mother. And that can be biologically, and it also can just be through the beauty of adoption. When we talk about foster care, there's 100,000 children in the U.S. right now that have no parents. They have nowhere to call home. They belong to the state. And we have 300,000 churches in the U.S. So, if we do the math, it's one family from every third church in the U.S. that brings in a child and builds their family through the gift of adoption. And that's a beautiful way to build your family. And it's rewarding. It's hard, but so is going through fertility treatments. that stuff, the medicine, the procedures can really mess you up. And parenting itself will mess you up. But I think that there are many alternative ways that are edifying and that fit in with our Christian pro-life worldview, and that can really speak to a watching world in ways that we can grow our family and be mothers.